good girl. Come on. Anyway, usually I don't like to, you know, my horse or horses I'm taking care of, I don't like to just go ahead and just walk out there and try to get them, you know. I give them a shot to come on in on their own, and that way the chase is over. A lot easier on you. Usually I try to get my rope and halter ready before the horse gets here, but usually...
You always turn her out without a halter?
Always turn her out without a halter. You know, I've seen horses break their necks with halters on, the nylon halters, leather turnout halters. You know, if you have to have them, you know, that's good with leather. Nylon.
So the leather will break way quicker than the nylon.
That's right. You know.
I noticed they're making some of the newer nylons with one piece of leather on the buckle.
Leather strap right here on the headstall.
So that it will break.
Right. And I think if you could do it without a halter on a horse, turned out you're better off.
Especially in this kind of heat.
Because what are you doing? The halter's sweating under it, dirt,
collecting sand.
Eating like sandpaper on the face.
You get the crown grinds the hair off the back on the crown.
All in all, it's not a positive thing to do for a horse. But like I said, if you really need to have a halter on, yeah, I guess you'd have to just keep it clean too. You know, I'd rather not.
Like they do in a thoroughbred environment.
Right. This type of a situation like we have here, we have you know, a lot of just casual riding, trail rides, you know, and some of them dressage and all that.
Yeah, but just in general, a riding stock is handled differently than thoroughbred stock.
Notice how I'm walking beside her shoulder and don't have the rope wrapped around my arm. I've seen that. But I've seen people, here, let me take my horse in, I'm going to go in, you know. Hey, I don't want my horse behind me. For one thing, they spook and 9 times out of 10 they're going to run right over the top of you. So if you're right here, right by the shoulder, like this, nice and casual like, you're good.
So that's the spot. That's where you want to be hanging out.
That's the sweet spot. Now, the actually, I don't know, you can tie up the horse where you can feel, you know, fit. But,
So you'd be okay with that?
I usually use a little slip knot so you can pull it. Really simple. Just trying to get at the candy on the floor. But anyway, I just loop it through, and she runs backwards or whatever. I can just pull it, and she's home free. What I generally like to do is, notice how I have my hand on her butt. It's just an automatic habit. Why? Because I'm letting her know that I'm going around behind her. It's not going to surprise her, or you know, she's going to try to kick me. You know, and chances are, the closer you are, the better off.
Why is that?
You don't want to be
They kick you out of the way?
unless you want a good kick.
So out farther away, you can get hurt worse than up close.
Exactly. It's just like getting punched. You know, your worst punches are your end, right?
Yeah, well,
That's short. That's why you see the boxers up short. You know.
Unless it's Tyson, he'll hurt you either way.
That's right. But anyway, I think one of the first things I do, we always start with a horse, is I go from the feet up, and I have the eye. I already looked around her. What you're looking for is she bleeding? You know, do you see any swelling? Any, you know, full points on the ankles? Looking, you had normal knees. You know, just run your hand around. You never know.
So you're giving her a once over
That's right.
visually. She's not lame. apparently
walks in sound.
ate up.
She's not sweating. She's wanting to eat, of course, because she loves that. But, yeah. And usually you can tell right away if something's going on. Bottom line. Okay, so now,
He would be so
let me get her head up a little bit. Usually try to make your horse stand square as possible. That way you can get a leg without. Notice how I did that? Let's do that again. Pick her head up. Run your hand down. Butt like that. The hoof comes up. The foot comes up.
What's going on here? What's
Well-
with this hoof?
This hoof here.
Okay,
We're just giving her a little gentle cleaning.
So you're cleaning the bars of the frog out, getting
That's right. See that?
the old bowel and
If you look
dirt.
at it, you don't think it's all that bad, but
Right.
once you get in there, see right where I'm getting in? That's what you want to get out.
Why is that,
Right
Jack?
there.
Why
Well,
is that?
it's gonna thrush.
So there's like funguses and
Sure.
that type of thing that can live and
It's-
thrive down
It's
there.
holding everything you can think of in here.
So those lines, they're the bars, and the frog is where?
It's right here.
That's the frog. That's the heart of the hoof.
That's right. It's the hardest hoof.
Now the stuff and the area in around here. What's that? What is that? The sole?
That's the soul. Yeah. Anyway, I'm very diligent, especially on the fronts when they have shoes on like this. Simple reason is really for the care of the hoof.
would that be cool?
The feet are a little hard, standing out in sand the whole time. So we're gonna lubricate it real quick.
So out there in the dry dirt dries the hoof up.
Sure it does. It's like a sponge. It's soaking up. Your foot's like a sponge. That sand is soaking up all the moisture out of the
I
foot.
didn't want to be like.
So, that being said, we're going to hit it real quick with some of this hoof dressing, 5 inks. This is some of the best stuff in the market. I like
Excellent.
using it.
Excellent. It's not very expensive, yet it works.
Yeah, you know,
Can you make your own hoof dressing?
sure you can. Everybody has a little recipe. Not everybody, but a lot of people have their own little recipes. You know.
I've heard of people mixing fish oil and tar together. Do you
That's
like
right.
that?
Oh, I love it. That's a good thing.
Maybe she has to share. Which is fine.
So now on the back, what I usually just run my hand down, and she'll pick it up.
You're just letting her know that you're there.
That's right. So you want to get under a little bit like this. See how close I am?
Yeah.
It's pretty much where you want to be. Get that back.
Notice you got the left arm on the inside of her leg,
I like that.
holding the hoof up,
And this bucket has a hammer and nail.
and you're doing the work with the right
So
hand.
use
And you'll see.
those.
And you're standing to the side of her as opposed to being directly behind her.
That's right. And sometimes you might have to give your horse a little. Depends on if they have arthritis or something in the back, and they're, you know, like don't pick it up so high. They have a, you can feel it. They'll let you know.
So if they have a dinged up leg, you might, instead of making them crimp it like that, you pull it out to the side.
That's right. Exactly. Good girl.
How old is this horse?
She is going on 11. She's 10, going on 11. What I want to do, hit this real quick. I'm not going to get too much into it today. I want to get her tacked up, cleaned up. Work her a little bit in the pen.
Excellent.
This is the part where I really take my time because I want to make sure that, for one thing, her feet are good all the way around. You know,
So I notice you're paying particular attention to the hoofs, and that's for a reason.
that's right.
because you're going to ride her and you don't want her to take a bad step.
That's right. Safe. Keep her safe. Keep her sound. This is very important. The feet, foundation of the horse.
And with this front hoof, it's got a shoe on it like the other front.
Right.
Looks like you're probably coming close to another trimming here soon. Another reshoeing, right?
Yeah.
Because you got a little bit of growth over here. No, you don't. You're pretty good, actually.
I think
you're pretty good. This has been almost 3 weeks.
Yeah. So we do her every 6 weeks,
6
you know.
weeks? Okay. Shoes nice and tight. You don't have to crimp the nail.
Yeah. And a good farrier, it's worth his weight in gold, let me tell you.
What's
This
the
horse-
average cost to have shoes put on a
It
horse?
depends on what area of the country is, and,
Right.
and it depends on what shoes, what you want done with them. But here, in this area, we're just using her for trail rides, and maybe I'll play around and go to a rodeo like I did the other day and barreled her for her benefit. But
He seems happy out front. You know, he seems to be doing good. They leave him alone for the most part, I think.
so, usually try to cover the sole pretty good.
So seems like you're getting that hoof dressing everywhere that you can get it, even up on the cornet.
Exactly. Up on that cornet, see how I brushed around it? Right on the top.
Right.
The
The cornet is this piece of material on the top part of the hoof right here where the hairline is.
Exactly. There's another good product I like using is reducing. I don't have any with me right now. I need to go get
What would
some.
you do with reducing?
Well, when you want to get a horse's hoof healthy and you have problems, you can paint the cornet band with the reducing.
What does that do?
It helps promote growth.
Excellent. Another good product.
Reducing's probably been around 100 years.
Now they used to use that for giving blisters.
That's right.
Do they do that with reducing?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
We've gotten away from that. That was the norm, the standard. Blister all the yearlings, knees down.
You got buck shins. Would that be an option?
Yeah. They have other paints nowadays on the market.
Mercury based.
That's been outlawed years ago. That's an old remedy.
Yep.
Now they have paints.
Iodine crystals.
There's a lot of different products out there you can use nowadays. And generally, they're all about the same. They do the same outcome.
What's the idea?
Depends on what you're doing it for.
Blister scars the tissue a little bit and gives extra support to
Right.
the leg. Yeah.
And a lot of people have opinions about that
Tightens it up.
because once you scar something, you can't get blood flow back
Yeah.
in that area.
No.
So you have to be very careful. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna knock her, what I call knocking her off, just clean her up a little bit,
So you're gonna groom her,
groom her,
and picking the hooves is part of grooming.
that's right.
Yeah. What are you doing here? Is it double brushing?
Double brushing. Let me get her head back up.
Do a lot of people double brush?
Yeah, that makes sense.
They do. You know what?
Not really.
Actually, no. You very seldom will see it, except if you go on the racetracks. You know, your older grooms,
Right.
they really know how to go at that. I'm just hitting her real quick. Shouldn't be
What are you trying to do by doing that?
Well,
Get the sand off her?
yeah, it's like sandpaper.
And if you put the tack up there,
Knock it off. This is like,
it could cause a
Might as
little
well
bit of
put
rubbing. Yeah.
might as well put a sheet of sandpaper up here and put the saddle on, because that's the same effect.
Okay, makes sense.
I'm not going to get too involved. I'm not going to a show. Just going to work her in the pen for a little bit. Give her a little exercise. So I'm not going to get too fancy.
So you're going down the right side, the same way you were doing on the left side.
Yep.
Double brushing, getting the sand off. And the horse, she seems to enjoy
See
it.
the belly? Very important too. Guess what you have around here? You have a girth. You don't get that cleaned up. Guess what? Get
What
this
part's the
sand.
girth? What do you call on the girth?
This area right
That
here.
area right there. From the withers down to the chest. Right behind the armpit.
Okay, we're pretty close. I'm going to put some tack on real quick.
Alright.
I'm going to shorten her up.
What are you going to do? What do you do first when you're tacking a horse up? Saddle or a bridle?
I always put the saddle on. I'm thinking that's about the proper way to go. Saddle first. Pad. Always check it out. Make sure there's not a
What are you looking
sandbur-
for here?
Sandbur or
Just
any
farm,
kind of
foreign bodies,
farm
anything?
material.
Yeah.
Just going right on the body. Anyway, get it up there kind of level and neat.
If she doesn't seem to mind you doing that.
Notice how I just did that?
Yeah.
Why? Well, for one thing, it helps seat the saddle on your horse. Keeps your saddle from rolling, going forward and backwards. Why?
That
Because
sounds important.
right up in here, where all your pressure is going to be, you got to saddle the fist properly.
So right over the withers, you got to make sure you're sitting
That's right.
right.
Not only that, and then to check, just to ensure that you have proper set, because this is going to be off. I'll show you why. See how that strap is sitting there,
Yeah.
coming straight down?
Yeah.
Guess what I have to do?
You have to move it forward. Why are we moving it forward? Because this is the spot you want your girth, right?
That's right. You want a vertical.
Okay, you don't want nothing sideways, nothing like
You don't
that.
want to be back here.
Yeah, because that will
or
slip.
up there.
That'll slip.
You could have it up too far. You could have it up in here, and you'll rub them raw.
Yeah.
You want exactly right here.
You ever see a horse collect an injury from that? Being in the wrong
Many of
place?
them. Many of them.
So this is important.
And all it is just from whoever attacked the horse not really knowing, not educated, not paying attention maybe sometimes. I've seen some older horsemen that get in a hurry and slap the tack on. And
So you come around here to the right side, and you're checking your stuff
so
too.
what I'm looking here is for the same thing. Usually if you have the one side, the other side should match up, but you never know. Because you could have your saddle sitting a little like that. Just
Yeah.
a little bit will set everything off.
Yeah.
So, straighten it out. You're sitting there pretty good. Perfect. Go back. Have your girth.
Now you know that girth is going to fit because on the other side, it was dropped down to almost ankle length, right?
That's right.
And if you can do that, you know your girth is going to go around.
You're going to be close. She just took a dump.
Yep. Now she had a bowel movement.
That's a good thing. Why? Because she's relaxed. She's healthy.
And she's getting ready to go out. She knows what you're doing. She getting her mind right?
She's going to go for a little ride. She loves it.
She is ready.
I don't cinch up real tight, just snug it. First time, snug it, get it set.
I know.
On these Western girths,
Yeah.
straps, just set it up. So when you get ready to walk out toward your mounting spot, or wherever you want to jump on or climb on or get up on the steps, you're set up for it. You're ready.
So when you get ready to mount the horse, everything's ready for you.
Right,
You've already made all your adjustments.
You want everything to be safe. You got to get pretty well set.
How many years horse riding experience do you figure you have?
Well, you know, I was thinking about that a few times. You figure, you know, when I first started getting on horses, when I was a kid in Virginia, maybe 8, going on 9 years old, I used to climb up on the fence, my saddle, jockey saddle, my dad had, and a jumper, a hunter jumper used to come down along the fence, and I'd throw the saddle on and bridle, and off we'd go. Up a hill, into a hay barn, turn around, come flying down, go over hay bales. So, you know what? I probably have, I hate to think of how many years. I'm thinking about at least 54 years of doing this. So.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
All right. Thinking we're about.
So you went back on the right side again and did a visual, make sure everything looked good.
That's right. I want to make sure everything is safe and set the way I think it should be. I'm getting ready for the bridle.
So now you're going to put the bridle on her.
Now look, so what you want to do is, you don't want to go up there with a mess, reins all over that, so you set yourself up. How you do that? Get the bridle in one hand, take your left, like I do. Get your reins, other hand, set it up like this. And what I do is set it up like that. Get your hand, your bridle, your reins.
So make sure there's no twists, it's all unobstructed. You can slip it right on her.
Ready to go.
Okay.
Now, one thing I usually like to do is I loosen my bridle up all the way. Why try to force a bridle over a horse's head? So I
Right.
loosen it down. I know it's just going to fall over the ears. It saves a lot of
So
problems.
you drop the halter
Drop the
straight
halter
down.
on the other side of the fence. Why?
Put your right hand over her nose.
That's right. So what I'm doing is usually I just throw the rein over, get over her head. See how I have my right hand
Put the reins over. With the right hand, you're guiding it.
guiding it. Got this hand's grabbing the bridle.
And pulling
Now
the bridle
this left
up.
hand is going right to the bit. See how I have the thumb, the bit
Yep.
in my hand? It goes, just makes it easier. They open their mouth, she knows
So
what's
you
going on.
did the right ear first. And then the
right,
left.
left, always. Now after I get it on like that, I usually I pretty much know where the hole is.
So what are you looking for when you put the
All right,
bit in the
so-
mouth?
Now look, usually a couple of fingers right here. Look for a crease in the mouth.
So what you're looking
You have
for
two-
is 2 or 3 fingers,
Two or three fingers right here.
and then a crease in the mouth, and
A
that would
crease
be
in the
where?
mouth. Right in here.
And that tells you that you've got enough pressure on the bit.
That's right.
All right.
You're ready. So that's done. Sometimes I get in a hurry. I've been known to forget to do this.
And that's the cheek strap or the chin strap?
Yep, with throat latch.
Throat
A
latch.
lot of different ways of.
Right.
Okay. So now, what you can do, she already knows she's getting ready, right?
Right. Look at her. Look at her.
I just let her know when I'm ready. What I'm doing is checking her a little bit. So I'm right here, right beside her shoulder. Instead of doing the usual routine of going in that direction, I'm going to turn her, and then we're going to walk off to the block.
And the block.
The mounting block.
All right. To step up on your horse. All right.
I like to walk them a few steps before I do any mounting. And what I do is go ahead and just check the saddle. I know I'm going to have to tighten it because I didn't tighten it that much. Usually, sometimes, like with this mare or any other horse, actually, sometimes they'll hold their breath when you put that girth first on. So walking them off, they usually relax, let everything out. Your saddle's loose, then you get her to notch 2, whatever you need. Go about your business. So we're gonna go right.
So that gives them an opportunity to blow the air out or kick the air out. Then you do the final adjustment on your girth. And you're putting your rope around the horn of the saddle.
Just keep it from dropping on the ground.
And you keep that rope with you the whole time?
The whole time it stays. That's part of the bridle.
So that rope is the reins, huh?
It's all connected. It's
Wow.
all one big long rope.
You set up like that in case you have to walk back, that kind of thing?
When I first get on, you know, I see how I spun around a little bit. What I like to do is just like check your saddle again, you know, make sure you feel comfortable. Let's head out. We're gonna go right over here to this tent. I'm gonna have you open the gate.
All right.
You could probably stop it if
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.